shit. Hold on 1 second.
Oh, are you on top of the castle, Miss Wet? Alex got my guinea pigs a castle for Christmas.
Aw.
They're very cute. They like it.
They like to be little dungeon gremlins, and now Miss Fritz is currently up in the top of the castle, like the queen that she is.
Look at this long bean.
Oh, long lady. She looks very calm. Alex is very excited to get to play Monster of the Week with a guinea pig in his lap.
All right. Let's do the let's highlight stuff.
Open my notes.
I think I have a thing to do at the start of an adventure, which I've forgotten about for like
Every time.
100 weeks in a row. I think I used it once. Well, like I didn't do it because it felt like we were on the same plot point, so it seemed silly to do it like if we haven't moved on to a different plot point, you know.
You should use it every time. It'll help.
Okay.
All
right.
Well, let's highlight stuff before you roll that. All right, Dr. Watney.
I think now it's Rosie.
Let's highlight Dr. Watney's cool.
Alright.
I will highlight Doc Watney sharp. All right. Betty.
Probably back to Dr. Spectro.
I want to see Betty make use of her charm.
I'll choose Betty sharp.
That's the same as last week. Okay.
All right. Rosie.
I'm gonna say stack. Still stack.
I'm gonna say cool.
Oh yes, my negative stat.
That just means you get experience faster.
Yeah, it does.
I'll choose Rosie's weird.
Gotcha.
When we first played Dungeon World, we played with Chris Tesario and Caitlin Udis, and then a few other people, Marcos and somebody else, and Caitlin, and my Caitlin, and then so Caitlin Udis was just like every time there was an opportunity to roll, she rolled, and I think by the end of session 4 she was 10 and her character was retired.
Oh jeez.
Nobody else would volunteer to roll anything, so she was like, I'll roll. And then she kept failing everything because she just rolled whatever. And then so a bunch of shit happened, but she was always getting experience. It was it worked out. All right, Stack.
You know, I'm gonna say Betty.
Okay.
See, I want to see Stack do more weird.
All right.
I want to see Stack's cool.
You got it, boss.
All I'm not the boss. I don't really exist in this universe. Dr. Spectro?
Jonathan.
Could have seen that coming.
I'm going to pick your weird.
And I will choose
Okay.
I'll choose your charm.
Okay.
I want to see Dr. Spectre be charming. I imagine Dr. Spectro with like a an apron on and like a tray of cookies. I'll give you a cookie. Jonathan?
You know I'm gonna pick my man Spectro.
Yep.
I want to see Jonathan's. I want to see Jonathan's weird.
I will highlight Jonathan's tough.
I'm a simple man.
I haven't really seen any of you get tough very often, so.
No, I have a -1 in that, so
I turn into a piggy now.
Alright, if you have something that allows you to roll at the beginning of the game, you should do that now.
Okey-dokey. So I have premonitions. I'm rolling on my weird.
Okay.
Let's see, how did I do? Ooh, 11. Okay.
Alright. On a 10, you get a detailed vision of something bad that is yet to happen. You take a +1 forward to prevent it from coming true. Alright, I don't think that would qualify. So I think you have a vision that comes to you from Amun Ra. And
Okay.
as he tracks across the sky every day, that you see this from like his point of view, like from basically a satellite imaging. You can see these ships. They're alien spacecrafts like the one that you've dealt with, and they don't look like they're in any kind of like battle formation, but they look like they're hiding and that they are like they're watching the American military bases. Like you notice that specifically they are outside of military bases, and there are some in places that you're not familiar with. But you've heard rumors of maybe secret things going on there. And then your vision ends.
Okay. Oh. And by the way, would I mark experience for rolling weird on that or not?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. All right. So where did we leave off last time? Is there anybody else who has any rolls?
yeah,
from the
I
beginning of
do,
the
and
session?
it's connected to where we left off. So we left off having met with the aliens and discussed discuss the time and such for providing a new person for them. So I want to use my deal with the agency to see if I can requisition the quote personnel to be the next person that we send. So that to see if we can maybe glean information from the aliens, with one of our
You want to
people.
send a spy?
I want to send a spy to the aliens. So
Okay.
I'm gonna put in a request to the agency to
All right, roll it.
All right, let's see.
That's a sharp, I believe.
That is a sharp, so an 8. 7 to 9. Things aren't great. There will be fallout, but you get what you need.
All right, so I think maybe you contact somebody who's willing to do it, but you know that this is risky and that the agency would protest sending somebody into the situation. Like one of their own. Yeah, you know that once this comes back around to superiors, you're gonna get chewed out.
Hoping it's worth the effort,
Especially
because
if the person doesn't come back or comes back hurt or something. Like this is a big risk you're
right,
taking.
right. We did already see somebody come back once, so when it
No, you
comes
haven't.
down to like,
That person's
oh,
not
that's
back yet.
right, that's right. We didn't exchange. Got it. All right.
So that this person is like completely, totally willing. I'll
Okay.
let you come up with who the person is and how you know them.
It's gonna be a woman, so I'm gonna have them be one of the, let's see, we have secret of hierarchy. We're gonna have them be one of the people I trained with back in the day. She is also a medic, and a decent tactician. Her name is
Maggie.
Maggie. I like Maggie.
Uh,
Ma-
so you weren't here for that, were
no,
you?
no.
What was her last name?
Fellows.
No. Uh,
That's what this
I
Maggie's name
know,
is.
but I was going through Facebook Message or Facebook Marketplace, and I found this weird thing that somebody was sending. It said "Vintage Genie," so I was like, "That's weird." And then I scrolled down, and the person's name is Maggie Gleek and Glugan.
Oh my goodness, that is crazy.
Oh
No,
yeah.
we're going with Maggie
Maggie
Fellows.
Fellows.
Volunteers to be the next alien test.
She's gonna come back thinking her name is Maggie Gleek and Glugan.
Perhaps. She'll be properly debriefed and such like. It'll be great. I've been watching a lot of Stargate too, so like, oh yes. Alien cultures and testing. Okay, that's all I had though.
Okay.
My thing, it says I can do it at any time. It just has to be once, so I don't necessarily have to do it at the beginning. I don't think.
Okay. Casting the bones.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you feel like you want to do it now, you can. If you want to do it later, you can do that.
I think I'm gonna do it later.
Okay, that's fine. All right. So why don't we start with So I think we ended with Dr. Spectro was going to contact his contact to get a hold of um, a person to send up. So maybe we start with Betty talking to Dr. Spectro about not having to look. I got somebody.
So are we set the scene? Are we back at an office or at the retreat or in a car?
I don't know. What did you guys do after the meeting?
I imagine this would have to be like the night before Stolk was able to get in touch with the person.
So why don't we go back to the retreat then? Or we all go back home and then we meet up again at the retreat? Either
Yeah,
one.
I think that makes sense. Yeah.
Okay. So I'll just go home and make make my calls and such, and then I could just call Dr. Spectro wherever he's at.
Well, remember, Dr. Spectro told you that his house is booked, so he's not going to take a call from you over the phone anyway.
And ask him to come
So
meet me at the
that's better Fieldcraft.
Okay.
So Betty is then at the retreat awaiting Doc Spectro. I'm guessing Miss Fellows is there.
At the retreat.
Yeah.
Yeah, she can meet you there if you're asking her to.
Yes. She might not be with me, but she is at the retreat. She's probably sitting in a booth somewhere.
Okay. No problem. Who else is being included in this scene?
We're gonna
Jonathan.
have if we're gonna have it,
Probably.
yeah, if we're gonna have it right before we leave, uh, it could be anybody, but like probably would want to handle this just with Doc Spectro, and of course Jonathan would come along.
Yeah,
You
so because
guys are
I imagine
still waiting for the aliens to contact you.
As far as the time for the meetup,
I thought we were just. I thought if we just showed up at that location
yeah.
at any point,
You told them. You told them when they were done with the current subject to come back. So you have to wait until they're done. Because you wanted to trade.
Yeah.
Sounds good. So we're still waiting to hear back. Yeah.
They told you it wouldn't be long, but yeah, that's what you're waiting on right now.
So would I be able to like pinpoint on a map what cities or what military bases had alien craft over them?
What?
Would I be able to pinpoint on a map what bases had alien craft over them?
I think you could pick out the ones that are at military bases for sure, or right outside of military bases. Yeah.
Okay, so All right. Well, I guess Betty you need to tell me what's going on because I'm assuming at this point I don't know that there's been a change in plans. So you want to
When
lead this one off, Silk?
you had not acquired a female subject, and we had mentioned during the last thing that like might be a little more difficult to find a lady based on how we were choosing them before. So
I don't
the
remember
phone
that
call would probably
conversation.
I missed the first part of that.
Yeah, no, it was 'cause since you were using prisoners, it was like, yeah, there's probably some female prisoners, but like there was
This is
Oh,
okay. This
no,
is
Dr. Spectro was lying.
yeah. Okay, I mean Betty doesn't know that, but
Benny doesn't know that, but that's okay.
yeah, I was gonna say that doesn't sound right. Now I understand why.
Alright. So, scene-wise, what roles do you have?
Go ahead.
I'm just trying to find out who's in the fucking scene.
I
Me,
think it's
Rennie,
just me, Sarah, and Silk.
Is anybody else included in this?
Does anyone want to be? Like, I don't see, like, we could always invent a reason if someone else wants to be here for this.
Also, does Betty want to include anybody else in this conversation?
No, specifically no, but also like the rest of the team is welcome anytime at the retreat. So if they have a reason for being there, they could be at the retreat, but would not be necessarily included in this meeting.
I feel like Rosie's probably hanging with Stack and his greaser gang somewhere. I don't think she would have any reason to be there.
Okay.
Dr. Watney is definitely sleeping off his hangover.
It's just the three of us.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Right, so it's early afternoon at the retreat. The place is not super full, but there's always the regulars and folks there. When Doc Spectro and Jonathan arrive, they would be greeted at the door by one of the doormen and directed to where Betty's sitting, having a light lunch at one of the booths.
Important question, what is Betty having for lunch?
Rob, what time?
Distracting question. What
Yeah.
is-
Sorry.
Salad or something.
Yeah, you can't ask silk questions like that.
Is it a jello salad?
No.
First, he's wearing his usual leather jacket and the hat, that Jonathan apparel. And he's gonna hold the door open for Dr. Spectro. Betty.
Heads right over to Betty and he says, "Good afternoon."
Afternoon, gentlemen. I think I found a solution for our conundrum uh, for finding a new subject.
Well, that is good to hear. What is the solution?
Well, our organization has many arms, and we have found, as you know, our purpose is securing the future of humanity against the strange and unusual. And we thought it would be beneficial to send a trained volunteer to bring back observations on what exactly it is these aliens are doing to their subjects. Could provide intel for keeping it, getting tabs on what they're doing and what they're after from our people.
So he just he cocks an eyebrow at you. Is Miss Bellows in like near
She's not.
us?
She's not. No, she's in the bar. But she's not with us. She's probably like
Not with us.
chatting in a
Okay.
booth with Clive or something.
Okay, so he just cocks an eyebrow at you and kind of gives you like the seriously look.
Yes, we have. Our organization has a cadre of very dedicated individuals who value the good of humanity over their own lives. It was not difficult finding a volunteer willing to put themselves in harm's way in order to safeguard the human race.
So he kind of shrugs and he says, "The brave are always a blessing." Now come, I need a map of the United States and one of the entire globe.
We have all sorts of maps. Just a sec.
And a private space to work.
Why don't we head up to the flat then, and I'll have one of my people bring up the necessary maps. Do you need a top? Are we talking terrain or road maps, landmarks? What do you need?
Oh my gosh. I teach this shit and I forgot. I've forgotten what it's called.
Topographical.
A simple political map would do fine.
Okay, we've got some of that. Follow me. And
And
then she gets up and heads toward the back stairs, and on the way stops at one of to see whatever people and tells them what they need. And they go up to the flat. That should be along shortly. What may I ask is the are we looking for?
Jonathan starts
I'll
going,
explain when I finish. Do you want me to roll anything to make notes of where I saw the ships?
You don't have to. You just saw them over major or near major military. It's if you just put that in your notes, it's pretty easy to keep track of that.
Okay. Yeah, no, I just wanted to know for game purposes. Okay, so Dr. Spectro's going to mark on the map any place he saw a ship, and he's going to kind of make a rough sketch of what the ships look like, and give his best estimate of their size.
Okay, and
Um,
while he's sketching, Betty's puttering around and grabbing everybody, some refreshments.
and Jonathan's just kind of hanging out, hat lowered.
And I'm going to assume she had multiple copies because he's going to make another map as soon as he's done with the first one, and he tell Betty the overarching threat and menace we spoke of earlier. This is their disposition of their forces.
Oh, looks like they're poised to make a move.
It seemed to be that they were more interested in obscuration than in aggression.
So you think they've set up these ships to spy on these bases here?
More to prevent us from seeing something.
Interesting. Well, now that we know that they're there, what's our next move?
That I do not know. I'm going to report this to my supervisors. Try to get further confirmation.
I think I'll do the same, see if anything trickles down.
But I thought your organization would be very interested.
Certainly, threats against humanity are definitely our forte.
Okay, so
So Betty's taking notes on the map, and if we're making a copy, then she's going to roll that up and put it in a tube and send it off to uh, her superiors.
Okay.
Dr. Spectre is going to take a copy and he's going to go into the office. He'll type up the information, but he'll deliver the map copy to whoever the base commander is, and he'll deliver a typed up copy to Dr. Vice.
Okay.
So I don't know if you want to do any. I don't know if you want to do any scenes there or anything.
If you're just typing up and sending it to him,
Yeah,
then you don't need to have any scenes with him.
yeah, no, I'm just typing it up and sending it to him, and
He'll read it when he gets
and
it.
making sure that the actual map got to the CO of the base.
Okay. Yeah. If you send like a personal messenger, it'll get to him.
Like I don't know, a cadet or something.
Like a runner. You could just grab anybody.
Yeah, some.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to do
Yeah.
in military operation.
Yeah, if you're on
Yeah.
base, and any lieutenant will do, really, if you're important enough.
Yep.
Yeah, no problem.
So that's it. That's it for now for me.
Okay. There's any other scenes people want to have right now?
No, I'm good right now.
I'm
Yeah, none
curious
here.
about this Greaser thing.
What's
Well,
that?
Maybe Stack and Betty or Rosie are in a greaser gang.
Well, Stack's in a greaser gang. Rosie just goes to hang
Curious as
out.
to how Stack's greaser gang fits in with his supernatural hobbies. Like, do they know he's into like magic and weirdness?
No, not at all.
Okay, so then I think nothing really happens until the next day, um, where when Dr. Watney goes into work, um, Dr. Weiss comes and finds him.
Oh boy.
And he goes, Doctor, it's good to
Ah, yes, doctor.
well, I just wanted to let you know that I've been in contact with the visitors, and we're setting up a meeting tonight.
Okay.
Now,
Where and when?
same place, and any time after dark should be fine. They'll be waiting. But I wanted to talk to you about increasing your responsibility with this project. I want to put the OSI has been having Spectre lead this. I want you to lead this project.
I thought you were leading this project.
I'm leading this department now, so I want you to lead the project. And so I'm leaving it up to you. You get to choose what time to go. You choose who you want to bring with you. I trust you in this. You're a competent scientist, and I trust you in your abilities. I have one special request though.
Yes.
You see, last time when I met Dr. Watney and Jonathan, um, and we handed over the test subject, I don't know where that test subject came from. I It was given to think that he was a prisoner of some sort, and I checked all the prisons in a 100-mile radius, and nobody had given anybody up to the OSI. So as you can imagine, this is a little bit strange, and so from what I understand, um, this gentleman is to be returned tonight. I would like you to bring him here directly so that we can interview him together. I just want to make sure everything's on the up and up.
Okay.
It would be irresponsible of me not to, you know, make sure the information I was given was correct. So I'm just doing my due diligence. You understand, right?
Yes. I understand.
Thank you. So yeah, that would be great. And I think I'd like you to keep make sure you keep that Rosie girl on. She's I've known her for a little while now down at the bookstore. She's bright. She should definitely be involved in this. But
Yes,
again,
I heartily agree
well,
on both points.
I'm glad we agree on that because I am officially handing this project over to you. And aside from any special requests I have, I'm leaving you up to how this is going to go down. So I I don't need to tell you I expect a report tomorrow, but you know I expect a report tomorrow. And good luck. Let me know if you need anything. If you need any help with this, let me know. And
Okay, well, thank you.
try to find out where this new test subject came from. Dr. Spectro was arranging so that yeah, I don't have to go checking with all the wardens in 100-mile radius.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Yeah, I'll try to do that.
All right. Well, thanks a lot, Doctor. Have a nice day. And then he walks out.
This is very much caught Dr. Watney completely off guard because he's never expected that level of civility from from Dr. Weiss.
Now
keep-
that Dr. Weiss is not
That
your
wasn't
rival,
that
and
wasn't
he's
that wasn't civility.
no, that was.
Oh,
But from
That
the
was not
point of
civility.
Yeah,
from the
I
point
saw.
of view of Dr. Watney,
I saw
it
all
really
the.
was.
I saw all the faces Ray was making. Like that motherfucker's charming my doctor.
Yeah, it's a power play. It's absolutely a power play. But from the point of view of Dr. Watney, it is
Yeah,
civility.
absolutely. This is
Yeah.
how professionals conduct themselves in the workplace, and that's what Dr. Watney expects of most people. He just doesn't expect it of Dr. Weiss.
yeah.
So yeah, it's a big surprise.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. So I think he'd wander over. Does Dr. Spectre still have? Yeah, he still has an office on site, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think he'd wander over to Dr. Spectre's office to talk to him about it.
Okay.
Is Jonathan has the spot outside the door, like as his secretary, right? Okay. Yeah, I think Dr. Watney will sort of like now and just go. Good morning, Jonathan. Is Dr. Spectro in?
Jonathan kind of sighs and looks up from the paper he was writing in Old Germanic and looks up at Dr. Watney. Yeah, he's in there.
Well,
Let me go.
okay. What are you saying that I could go in?
No, I'm going to get him. You stay out here. So Jonathan gets up, the chair like giving a little creak as this massive man gets up and goes and knocks on the glass window. Goes and knocks on the glass window. He's like, Spectro, Watney is here.
Dr. Spectro comes out of his office or his study or whatever. Dr. Watney, what can I do for you?
Brandon.
Hmm?
Is it possible to use magic to, like, try and deter any would-be spies, given what happened last time?
Yeah, specifically there is that specific function.
Oh.
It's in use magic. You roll a 6. That's not good.
Hey, but you
Guys.
experience.
You get double experience. All right.
Does Watney see the beast?
I don't know. Let's. I'm looking at the basic moves right now. Use magic. Excuse me. Okay, so you're trying to. You're essentially you're trying to ward the room.
Yes.
So I think you might instead draw immediate unwelcome attention.
Oop.
And maybe, oh geez, this would be fun. Do you remember in whichever of the Harry Potter movies it is where um, the snake guy keeps accidentally like projecting the things that he's doing to Harry, and Harry can kind of like see them. Like,
Voldemort?
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
the snake guy. I really actually forgot his name. So yeah, Voldemort was like sending images to Harry, and like it was like Harry thought it was by accident, but it was on purpose because he was manipulating Harry. Well, Jonathan's doing
Yeah.
that. Jonathan's doing that to Betty, or not Betty, sorry, to Rosie by accident. So like
Oh.
Rosie, you're starting to pick up little flickers and images from like you're not getting any kind of full picture, but you can see that
Mhm.
there's some kind of meeting going on while it's going on.
Okay.
I'm like in this room holding my paper that has a bunch of ancient German scribbling on it. Not that Betty, I think, would recognize what that is. And like kind of looking at my paper and
Betty
occasionally
would.
looking back up at the two of them.
Rosie might too. Rosie's a fucking bookstore person. Yeah, so basically what you're doing is like you're focusing on Rosie because you've been like pissed off at
Yeah.
Rosie and like
Fucking Rosie.
accidentally like fucked up the spell, and now Rosie's getting like
Hee.
Wait, Charlie, I'll PM you what Jonathan's writing.
Okay.
So, Dr. Watney, what can I do for you?
Well, apparently I was put in charge of the project, the visitors project, and I guess tonight is when we're doing the next swap.
So Dr. Snow raises his eyebrows when it turns out you've been put in charge. But he kind of rolls with it and he says, "Very well then." Um, and and he just kind of makes a gesture like, "Okay, well, if you're in charge, go ahead."
Did you procure another subject?
Someone suitable has been found.
All right. How did you find this one?
You'll have to ask Betty.
Oh, Betty procured this one. Interesting. Okay. Well, tonight after dark, anytime, and same place.
Very well.
All right. I'll see you there unless you
So,
have anything else for me throughout the
a
day.
character question. Where where did I get the guy from?
you called a contact of yours, and the contact was like, "Yep, I'll find somebody," and then you guys met in a shady place, and they got him out of the trunk and handed him off to you, and then you guys put him in your trunk.
From a truck
But I thought
stop.
it was at least I thought it was at least like somewhat governmental, even if it's shady governmental.
It was a different, government agent.
Okay.
Yes, but the conversation that you had with Betty, and like I don't know, what did you put in the report where you got the guy from?
I was gonna report whatever agency I got him from. Like I figured, some other branch of the OSI or something
Okay,
like
no,
that.
it sounded like you weren't calling in favors from the agency. You were calling in favors from agents that you knew. That's what it sounded like to me when you did it. Like
Yeah. No, that's
you were calling in
absolutely.
personal favors.
Yeah, I was calling in personal favors. Yeah, so like I feel like like another operative that Spectro knew, not like official channels. Um,
So is that something you would disclose, or um, would you make it out to sound like it was official
um,
channels, or how?
I would, I guess it would depend on the classification, like the classified the report was. Like, if the report was like completely uncensored, highest level of classification, then he'd probably be upfront with it. And just probably just leave out the person's name, the other agent's name, but give an idea of their agency. Um, the lower the lower the level of security on it, the more vague he would be. But he would make it obvious that it was, or he would heavily imply it was from a government source.
Okay. Okay. So what are you guys doing?
I think that conversation was over, and Dr. Whitney was going to go about his day of work.
Okay. So I think Stack, you get an unsuspected or unexpected visit from Dr. Weiss. He comes into the mechanic shop, like entirely too well dressed to be here.
Yeah, especially considering it's a cheap mechanic shop.
Yeah, and I think you've seen him before. I don't know that you've interacted with him directly.
Once.
So he comes in and like he talks to whoever is up front, and then asks to speak with you.
All right, Stack will slide from underneath the car he's working on and wipe his hands mostly clean of grease. Oh.
And then he says, "Oh, Mr. Um, Arthur, is it?"
Yeah, you can call me that.
All right, Arthur. I don't know if you remember me. I'm Dr. Weiss. I work with your associate, your what is the word I'm thinking of?
Acquaintance.
Acquaintances, Dr. Spectro and Dr. Watney.
Yeah, I remember you from Betty's place.
Yes. Yep. The same. Um, do you mind if we have a private conversation? I could take you out to lunch. Think of it as a business meeting.
Okay. Just business meeting. That's okay.
Okay. Sure. Let's go. Just talk business. And he takes you to like a diner down the street.
All right.
He says, "So Arthur, I know Betty. Obviously, I know Dr. Spectro, Dr. Watney, and Jonathan, and I know Rosie, but I don't know you that well. I just know that you're one of Rosie and Betty's friends. So basically, what I want to know is who you working for, and would you like to work for me?"
Well, I'm working for. Well, you just saw who I was working for.
Yes, this is your civilian job, but You're wrapped up in some operations right now, and I was wondering if you were a contractor or if you worked for somebody.
I mean, I've done a little work here and there. I helped Spectre with something, and I do stuff with Betty on occasion.
Right. Might I ask you your skill set? I'm afraid I'm unfamiliar.
I how to best put this? Like, besides fixing cars,
Yes, yes. What do you bring to the team? So far, you haven't been mentioned much in the reports. I know that you've been to a few of the um, meetings and investigations, but it doesn't say what you offer to the team. So I'm just trying to figure out what it is that you bring to the table. Not that I'm not trying to imply you don't bring anything to the table. I just usually when somebody like you is present in operations like this, somebody who doesn't seem to have a set of skills that fits, that person is an interesting and valuable person. So I'm trying to get to know you so that we might start a business relationship here.
Stack actually laughs a little bit at that, and he goes, "I I see what's going on here. It's like a game of poker.
How so?
Well, you got all the cards laid out in front of you, except you don't know which was the wild card.
Your
And you want to try and figure
analogy's
out which one that is.
your analogy's pretty close. I'd say a little bit more like a game of blackjack. I'm trying to figure out what the dealer's got facing down. So you're not wrong.
I'm not wrong. Well, okay, so what I bring to the table is hasn't really come up yet.
That's right.
I'm, to put it bluntly, I'm a bit of a blood instrument.
You must be quite the blunt instrument if you're being asked to these um, operations alongside Jonathan.
We deal in different kinds of bluntness.
I see. So I'm trying to extrapolate what you're saying. Um,
All right, Jonathan punches things. I do the and Stack wiggles his fingers.
okay. So that's a little bit more direct. So I'm now that we've got that out of the way, I would like to officially hire you on as a contractor. You'll still be working the same case, and you'll be reporting to Dr. Watney. The only real difference here is that I'll be paying you.
You want me to report to Dr. Watney?
Just for this case, you're think of him as your contact for the job here.
I suppose I can live with that for now.
He's the foreman. He's the site foreman.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I can deal with that for now.
All right. Well, Arthur, it was a good talk. Enjoy the rest of your lunch. And then he really didn't eat any of his food. And he leaves money on the table, and then he reaches out to shake your hand.
Stack goes to shake his hand and then looks at the grease on his hand for a second and he goes, "You sure?"
And he says, "You can't close a business deal without a handshake."
Okay. Shakes his hand.
And then he pulls like a handkerchief from his pocket and starts wiping the grease off his hand. And he says, "It's nice doing business with you, Arthur. Have a fantastic day." And he walks out.
And Stack totally eats the food that he left.
Yeah.
Hey, Mama didn't raise someone left anyone left food untouched.
Okay. Does anybody else want to have any scenes?
I'm okay right now. I feel like throughout there's like Jonathan doesn't realize what's really going on, so like Rosie is forced to watch Jonathan do boring tasks. At
I
some
mean,
point,
it's
like,
stopped after a little while. It's not something that happens all day long.
I just like the idea of Rosie being like, "Ooh, what's he gonna do next?" And it's just Jonathan like folding up pieces of paper and making like a tower.
Stuffing
really,
envelopes.
really, this is what you show me?
All right. So
Spectro was not hired by Vice, right?
no. Spectro was hired by the old director of what did I say, research and development
I
for
don't
OSI.
remember.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
I'm just trying to
that's
figure out
his
the chain
job
of
now.
command. That
So like technically you're working for him now.
oh, okay, so he is
I mean,
he is now my
you have a contract with the OSI, and that supersedes him.
mhm.
Um, but like for this job specifically, you're working with him.
Okay.
Like technically, he was the guy in charge of the case before he became the guy in charge of the department.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
That's why he got all you guys together in the first session. So you have kind of been working for him from the start,
Yeah.
but you've been working for him in yeah, it's weird contractor rules.
Yeah, I've been working directly for him just with this case, but he is not
Yes.
like
Yeah, he
the
doesn't.
one who determines if my contract is extended. Like he's
No.
not the one
Yeah.
I contracted with. He's just
No.
my boss in this scenario.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. No, I just wanted to understand that.
Yep. No, it seems like you understand.
Okay. So yeah, I have nothing else that I need to get done.
Okay. So then,
I mean, it's all on Watney at this point to get us started for the actual mission.
yeah. So how are you? How is Doc Watney assembling the team? Does he blow like a horn, or sorry?
I think what happens is he
Sociopaths assemble.
he's gonna call Betty.
All right.
Ring ring
We
ring.
can't hear you, Selk.
Oh, hold on.
There you go.
Let's
Now
connect.
I can hear you.
Okay. Okay. Hello.
Hi Betty. I heard you had something for us for tonight. Um, would you be able to uh host our meeting for
Talking about
meeting?
the volunteer
Yes.
for okay, and that's going down tonight?
Yes.
Excellent. Yes. We can head out from here whenever you're ready.
All right. Well, I'll assemble the group. Doctor Spectre already knows, and so does Jonathan. They'll be there. but I'll call Rosie. So, yeah. See you. I will see you later.
I'll see you soon.
I like Dr. Watney trying to be sneaky.
It's not. It's really not
It's
sneaky.
not good.
No, it's not. That's why I love it.
It's gonna fall apart. It's gonna be great.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So he's gonna. Yeah. He's gonna call. Yeah. He's gonna call Rosie. Ring, ring, ring.
Hello.
Hi, Rosie. I was. I'm. We are going to meet up with the visitors tonight from out of state. We'll meet up with we'll meet up at the retreat tonight, so we can go see them.
Mm-hmm.
So if you would like to join us, that would be swell.
Just join for shits and giggles, or
Well, you would be as usual under as a contractor.
oh, what time?
Just later today. The actual meetup is going to be anytime after dark. So whenever you are available,
Okay, that sounds great.
and if you I guess if you want, you can bring what's his name, Stack along as well.
Oh, of course. Stack always likes a good time. All right, then I will see you then.
All right, I'll see you later this evening, Miss Rosie.
Bye, Dr. Watney.
Bye.
And she hangs up.
I was
Oh my god, that was
expecting.
adorable.
I was expecting a see you later alligator out of there. All right, then we will fast forward to the meeting unless Rosie wants to have the scene talking to Stack.
Yeah, yeah, she'd probably bike over to the mechanic shop once she got off work. To talk to Stack.
Okay. Do you want to have a scene or do you just want to?
Sure.
Okay. Go ahead.
Oh,
Artie.
hey Rosie, what's going on?
Watney called me. He said that we're supposed to meet later this evening.
Oh, he did he?
Yeah, he said to bring you along too.
Great.
What's so funny?
You'll find out.
Sounds like this could possibly be another job.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
I hope it is.
It's gonna be entertaining. Let's just leave it at that.
I can't wait. I like to be entertained.
I gotta swing by the store on the way out of here. Want to come with?
Sure.
All right.
Got nothing better to do for the rest of the afternoon.
And Stack will excuse himself from work early because he has a real job now. And at that, I'm done.
I'm good with that.
Okay.
I feel
Go ahead.
like when we kind of fast forward to the scene, I feel like Spectro and Jonathan get there first. We're just like hanging out and waiting for everybody else.
Okay.
Car. at the bar.
Is that where we're meeting up at the bar?
That's what we
Yeah, the
said. Yeah.
retreat is the bar.
Yep.
Never mind then.
Unless the two
Alright.
of you would go directly to the site and then just skip the bar.
What do we expect,
No,
Joe?
we'd meet up. We'd meet up at the bar.
That would be impolite, and Dr. Spectre is very polite.
Jonathan wanted to go there first. But luckily he's not the one
I would
driving.
assume that Dr. Spectra would want to see the volunteer before they left.
To be honest, he's kind of indifferent. Like, okay, like,
Like you got somebody, wash
Yeah.
my hands of it.
yeah, like it's it's like your order does their thing. It's not his business.
Yeah, I don't think Spectre cares who it is as long as he gets something out of it. Like the reason he went like the shady way before was specifically because of Betty's reservations. Like
Right.
he would just didn't want to upset Betty, so he's like, "Yeah, I'll find the right kind of person. Don't you worry. I'll do this by the book." And then he was just like, "Hey, shady contact, can you do this shady deal with me?" So yeah, it doesn't sound like he really cares. It's like, wow, that's just less favors I have to fucking return on.
yeah, pretty much. Like,
Worry about upsetting Betty because she's found an acceptable option.
Might also be something like Betty hit on something that nobody thought of up until now, which is maybe we should also be spying on the aliens, which is interesting.
That's-
Yeah. Yeah, well, I think the meeting with Christopher Lee was kind of like a not a wake up call, but like something that sparked the idea of like maybe we should be a little bit more observant right now. So
Okay, all right. So you guys meet up at the bar. Do you want to have a scene? Do you just want to fast forward to the location?
I'm okay just fast forwarding to the location.
One thing I want to get in real quick. It's not so much a scene,
Okay.
but Stack shows up in business casual wear, sport coat, slacks, fancy shoes, walks right up to Watney,
it's a scene.
offers his hand, and goes, "Hey, boss, how's it going?"
I think Dr. Martin is gonna go. Very, like slightly warily shakes his hand. It is going.
All right, boss, where to?
Please, you don't need to call me boss.
What do you want me to call you?
Dr. Watney?
Oh, you're no fun. All right, let's get going then.
Okay.
All right. So you guys ride on over to the hill where you've been doing these deals with the aliens. Not before too long, the craft arrives. It arrives quickly and then stops on a dime, lowers down, and opens the hatch. And several of the small figures in spacesuits come out,
I'll
and
step
they
forward.
stand there expectantly.
Here comes Jonathan. Here comes Jonathan.
Right down Jonathan Lane.
And I'll have like the woman next to me.
It'd
Okay.
be all right.
I'll be fine.
Okay, just keep your head about you, keep your eyes open, and we'll see you soon.
Betty, come on. You know me.
I know you've got this.
So,
This is a new proposition for us, so keep yourself on your toes.
I will.
Do you have the man we gave you?
They don't understand your people speak.
No, we're telepathic.
No, you have to make a roll.
Okay. I remember one time you let me do it because I'd already done it, I think.
I don't think with this we did.
For both times.
Yay.
Yeah, no problem. All right. So,
One inhibitor
what,
to another.
what are you saying?
Well, here she is. Do you have the first one we gave you?
Of course. And they turn and say something to one of the others, and he runs back up in the craft. And then the first one turns around and says to you, "Why isn't this one have a hood abstracting their head? How come this one is not tied up like your first subject?"
This one, Jonathan kind of sighs. Really wanted to go to space.
Interesting. We would appreciate it if you did not divulge our presence to too many people. We are trying to keep a low profile.
Oh, don't worry. It was done through all the official channels and all that. We didn't just grab some random woman off the street and been like, "You want to go to space?" But
so while this is going on, can I attempt to investigate a mystery using a combination of my
Sure.
telepathy and the sight? So that is sharp, I believe.
Yes. So you try, yeah. I guess you can do that.
Okay.
Okay, you got one
Okay.
hold.
So what is being concealed here?
Um, so like if you look at, if you're like observing the ship and listening to the way that they're talking, it seems pretty likely to you that this is like a scout ship. And like the pattern is starting to form. It seems almost like they are gathering information on humans for a possible campaign.
Okay.
Like these guys are very clearly scouts. They're like, there's a reason that they were so accepting of dealing with your people. They're doing exactly what like a good scout would do and get as much information as they could without like getting into a fight.
Yeah. All right. Yep. Okay. Gotcha.
So yeah, it may not have been obvious before, but at this point, it's obvious or Dr. Spectre has figured out that this is in preparation for a possible campaign on Earth.
Yeah. I wanted. I had figured it was headed in that direction, but I wanted to make sure I had the in game.
Yeah,
I wasn't metagaming the knowledge. Okay.
yeah, no problem.
Jonathan,
Okay. So
what?
what are they saying?
I don't know. Don't tell people we're from space.
I'm sorry, what?
Don't tell people we're from space. They don't like that.
Okay.
I'm gonna kind of like push the woman forward just a little bit. Like, all right, give me the man.
You don't have to touch me. And then she walks forward on her own. And they bring the guy down. He's got a hood over his head. He's got his arms in some kind of like cuffs. They're not human cuffs. And they unlock the cuffs. And they send him forward. And they say, what exactly do you want for this this exchange?
I look over to Dr. Spectro.
Who can't
Understand what?
understand what's happening?
Yeah. Spectro, come here.
Well, I can talk to you telepathically. So, like,
I guess I'll brainwave it.
like if you just, you know,
Aliens want to know what
like
you want.
focus on focus on Spectro.
Jonathan starts glaring really intently at Spectro. What do you want from the aliens?
Are you doing this
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Examples of their robotics.
I kind of nod and then turn my head back to the aliens. Examples of your robotics would be pretty grand.
Yeah, okay. So, the alien turns and says something to the one that went and got Victor. And then that alien goes back up into the ship again. And then one of the other aliens escorts Maggie into the craft. And like just as Maggie is about to step into the craft, she turns and winks at Betty, and then makes her way inside.
Betty, what was that wink about?
I'll tell you when we're finished here.
Okay.
Jonathan's gonna pick up Victor and like put him over his shoulder like a sack of potatoes.
All right. Put him in my car,
Then
Jonathan.
they give us the robotics.
Yeah, they come back down and they hand you like a round disc. Like when you lift it up, it feels like there's a bunch of different parts. It's got wheels on the bottom. It's got compartments that open up on it.
They're giving
They
us
gave us
the
the fucking
equivalent
Roomba.
of
What
the
was that?
equivalent
They gave
of
us the fucking Roomba.
Yeah, they gave you
The
a
fucking
Roomba.
Roomba.
That's exactly what they gave you.
I took the Roomba my
Motherfucker.
arm.
Sons of bitches.
gonna say like they're giving us Tinker Toys or something.
Oh, they gave you a cell phone before, and now they're giving you a Roomba.
I'm gonna
Old Minkies
throw.
make these the most white trash aliens in the galaxy.
No,
I'm gonna
they're
throw.
just
They're just being savvy and giving us,
No, I know they're
toys.
giving us trinkets.
They're giving us toys. Like they're giving us glass
They're
beads and
giving us
shells.
glass beads. Yeah, glass beads and shells
Oh,
for
man.
gold.
Okay, so I'm going to take the man and put him in Watney's car. I'm going to take the fucking Roomba and I'm gonna go and start walking over to Spectre's car to put it in there.
I believe
The Spectre just points Biscuit. He's the one in charge of this now.
Dr. Weiss would probably appreciate taking a look at that. He is a robotics expert, after all.
I kind of look
uh,
at Watney and then I look over at Dr. Spectre like the "Are you fucking serious?" expression.
Are you guys
And
doing the
Dr. Spectre
thing that you spoke to me about, Ray? Is that still happening?
Probably not with the premonition that I've gotten and the
Okay.
things that I've put it together. Like I don't think that
You don't think
I
Spectro's
don't think
that
that
reckless?
no, he's not.
Only a little
Like
reckless.
He's picking up what's going on.
like yeah. Yeah, no, he's not that reckless. Especially if there's no guarantees involved.
So after
Well, the guy's coming with us. No one's. So just so you know, Sarah. Alex never mentioned to us in character that the guy was that Doctor Price or Doctor Weiss wanted to interrogate the guy.
okay, who's
So
coming with
right
us?
now he's coming with us.
All right,
He
you can have
just
the.
said to put him in.
So you need to swap what you're doing. The guy goes in our car, and the Roomba goes with Doctor
The
Martini.
Jonathan takes the Roomba back, picks it back up, walks that over to Dr. Watney's car, grabs Mr. Salis.
Hold on, Jonathan. Jonathan, we need to debrief this man.
I look down at Dr. Watney. Just holding this man like it's nothing.
He's in
That
your
will be
way.
handled. That will be handled by the officer who is in charge, who procured him for me in the first place.
Yes, but I am in charge of this operation, and
Watney, listen to me. I'm gonna kick your teeth so far down your throat you're gonna be able to chew your own ass out for pissing me off.
Hey,
Jonathan.
What? It seems that we're all interested in the debriefment of this individual. Why don't we do this at the retreat together?
I agree.
I was specifically
Call
told to
Dr. Weiss.
debrief him in
Call
at
Dr. Weiss,
site.
and we can wait for my contact to meet us at the retreat.
Sorry, Dr. Watney, I didn't catch that.
I was specifically told by Dr. Weiss to bring him back to base. Although, I guess the retreat is on our way. If we stop there, and I could call him to see if that is amenable.
Dr. Weiss to the debriefment seems like the best compromise in this situation.
Betty beat me to the punch on that one.
Well, what does the alien look like? I want to know. Is it a little bitty dude?
No, remember they were in the suits.
No. Look what Brandon posted. He took off his visor.
Oh, got it. What's he look like under the visor?
Oh my god, it's a little gray guy! Jonathan looks over at the aliens.
Oh, I thought the aliens had left before before this whole thing started.
Nope, they're still there.
Oh,
Yeah, they're watching this confrontation, and the one still there is amused.
Except that you didn't understand
God.
us.
No, but I'm sure
They
that
don't need to
He
Yeah.
understands confrontation, though.
Body language speaks volumes.
Volume speaks volumes.
Alright, we'll meet up at the fucking bar, but he's coming with us.
Watney.
Very well,
Right, so,
Jonathan. I know where you live.
Don't worry.
I know.
Don't worry, Dr. Watney. Since I rode with them, I'm sure that they will take us directly back to the retreat.
I'm going to say, Jonathan, confirm that the aliens will contact us when they're done with this subject.
I turn my glance over back at the aliens. We'll hear back from you when you're done with the subject, right?
Of course.
Any interest in dogs? They're like humans' best friend.
He just stares back at you and says, "No."
Alright. Other dogs and strangers.
Find a neutral subject.
All right.
We have tested your males. We're testing your females currently, and we will need a neutral of this species.
So,
Intersex person in 1950. Great.
well, I'll do my best.
Good.
But I think we need to have a quick chat about what to expect. You know what? The lady you're taking can tell you about it. She's probably smarter than I am.
We plan on debriefing her.
All right. Have a nice night, I guess.
It was a pleasure doing business. And then
All right.
he puts his visor back down and then goes into the craft, and the door shuts, and the craft shoots straight up into the air, stops, and then off into the sunset. Or, well, into the moonset. Horizon, whatever.
I'm gonna say to Dr. Spectro as we're climbing back into our car, like, kind of look like me. Not sure how I feel about that.
Wait, what?
Don't worry about it, Betty.
No, that was out of character. Did I miss something about the aliens that they looked like Jonathan?
I mean, he's kind of ghoulish.
Okay.
This is just like his
I mean, I
glamour
just
He
figured
form.
he
looks
was
like
pale.
me.
Betty would not have said
Kind
anything. That
of
was just like I
ghoulish.
missed something.
Bit of a skin condition.
Bit of a skin condition.
Did anybody else watch that?
I did.
Oh my
What is
god.
it?
I've been spreading it around since.
I posted the video in the weekend RP group, but it is, I want to take a break to get a drink of water anyway, so I'll post it.
I
It
realized that
is
my cup is full of mold, so I
super,
can't drink that.
super fucking accurate depiction of like a shitty D&D party.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I saw that. I don't remember that specifically, but I saw that. All right, so if we're taking a break, I'm gonna go take a bio break and take my pills.
Yeah.
5 minutes.
Yeah, if you haven't watched that, I've watched it too many times. I really, really enjoy it. It makes me laugh so hard every single time I watch it.
Yeah, like, I kind of imagine like all the other monstrous characters. Jonathan has like his normal form, and then the like monstrous form. So like he's just kind of chilling in his non-monstrous form.
Huh. That was interesting.
Reward our eternal gratitude. Oh, I didn't know Ray had his video feed on. I know Alex always do. Do you still have the guinea pig?
No, I put it back because she was getting grumpy.
She was getting
Damn.
squirmy. Sure, he
If you
could
guys
try to
want
get
to
the
hear
other pig.
you guys want to hear my favorite Undertaker quote? I know you do.
Sure.
You better give your soul to the Lord because the rest of your scrawny ass will belong to me.
So since I don't think it's gonna happen, I'll tell everybody what we had been thinking about doing. Do you mind, Sarah?
Is this about the camper or is this about Kane?
This is about Kane.
Okay, but we still might do it. So no metagame, guys.
Okay, we still might do it. I have a feeling events are moving too fast for us to pull this off.
Minion was like, "Oh fuck."
I'm gonna keep that secret. I'm actually gonna play that close to chest, and if we don't get to roll it out by the end of the season, then we'll tell everybody. It's a
Coin.
good idea. So we're gonna keep that in our pocket.
Made of plastic, very elastic. Jonathan in his ghoul form eating cheese out of the fridge at 2 in the morning. Man, like I'm excited for New Year's, but I'm kind of glad this holiday season's over.
I'm gonna disconnect from voice and watch that thing Minnie just posted.
Yeah. Brandon, you came back just in time. Raid is left to watch that video.
It's okay. We have a few more minutes.
That's some icy water.
Yeah, I love ice water. I'm gonna watch that video too.
Yep, I did watch that. I just forgot about it. That was pretty good.
I'm watching it again right now.
I don't know how it's very obviously like uh rotoscoped.
I love it. I have punished players for doing things like that in the past. Like killing things without asking questions and be like, okay, well, that was kind of shitty. Now that thing that you killed was somebody's pet. I have 100% done that. So when I watched that, I was like, that is a fucking petty DM move. 100% something I would do. You know, my son, he looks kind of ghoulish. Bit of a skin condition. Alright. So you guys are leaving. When is what's the plan? Oh wait, is everybody here?
Yeah, I'm here.
I'm here.
There's
Is Silk
It's an
back?
awkward car ride to the bar with Silk or with
yeah.
Betty. on it.
Is Silk here? Okay, let's wait for Silk.
I kind of want to get my nephew some sea monkeys, and I have this 20-gallon tank.
Why? So that they can die.
Yeah.
It's a
Logan
valuable
got
life lesson.
Logan got sea monkeys and killed them immediately. He put the purifying thing in the water and then dumped the sea monkeys in with it. The directions say don't put the sea monkeys in until at least 24 hours has passed.
So they didn't even get the hatch from their shitty
No,
little egg.
no, they were murdered
They just
immediately.
kill.
He was just
Just
like,
complete-
and he dumped the food in at the same time. He's just like, let's dump everything in all at the same time. He didn't read any directions. We told him to wait for us. He just didn't listen. Immediately kill the sea monkeys. Sea monkeys are a bad present for children.
He was really good with his hamster, I'll give him that. It was a shame that Chocolate Chip died. He was a good hamster. He didn't die from, like, child abuse. He died from cancer.
Hamsters are different than sea monkeys.
They're cooler sea monkeys.
You don't purify the hamster's cage.
Yeah. Sea monkeys are really easy to kill. I had them as a kid. I don't
Thanks,
think
sorry
they
guys, I'm
lasted a
back.
week.
I
Hi,
had
back. I'm Dad.
thanks. Speaking of dad, I had some bad timing. My dad and I had to work around each other in the kitchen upstairs, and I had a hard time getting the mold out of my
Your
water
mug,
bottle.
water
Water bottle. Yeah, it's like, so I've been washing it, right? But like apparently there's this like tiny lip underneath that like this tiny area on the very bottom corner that my brush wasn't reaching. So I had to go find a smaller brush that was long enough to reach this. Anyway.
Okay. All right. So you guys are headed back to the retreat, I think.
Yep.
All right. What's that?
Very awkward car ride.
This is definitively the vanguard of an invasion force. I no longer have doubts.
It's based on the map information we were looking at earlier.
Among other sources,
Jonathan lets out a sigh of relief.
Sorry, I didn't catch what you said, Sarah.
Jonathan just lets out this, like, relieved sigh.
Is Victor in the car too?
Yes.
Victor's in
Trunk.
the trunk.
Jesus Christ.
Or Victor Salads.
Not even gonna pretend like you treat him like a human being.
Oh, poor Victor. Grandpa Salas has gone through a lot.
Honestly, explains a lot.
Generational trauma.
I know it probably sounds bad to the two of you, but at least their goal is simple.
Sounds bad, Jonathan, but knowing what their goal is and knowing how to thwart them are two different things. And um, while knowing what they're after is a relief, knowing that what they're after is an attack is not a relief.
What do you mean?
Well, we've
Listen,
seen
we've
seen their
as a slave, or they're going to kill you. It's very simple.
yes. Simple doesn't mean relieving. Simple doesn't mean good. Simple just means understandable. We can understand their goals, but their goal is to our detriment, and we may not be equipped to stop them, and that is, of course, concerning.
It's just life.
While that's true, I would prefer to live my life as I have been, and not as an alien slave or, dead.
Jonathan just kind of shrugs.
You're very pragmatic, Jonathan.
Well, I'm pretty sure back in the day when all those little tribes people down in Africa got visited by the British people with all the guns and whatever, they probably felt the same way, and that's just how it is.
And it's not very comforting to know how they feel right now.
Betty, you're talking to a very old man. I think we have
Jonathan,
very.
would you prefer to have things go back to the way they were in your youth, or would you like them to go forward in a more? Would you like things to progress along the lines that they've been progressing?
I don't know. Things are simpler back in the day. I mean, World War II was the best time of my life because at least it made sense.
Certain catharsis in fighting and achieving victory, I suppose.
Sociopaths assemble.
Personally, spent World War II elbow deep in people's guts and blood. On the other end of what we
So
were
did
doing.
Jonathan. I'm sorry, you set me
but
up
I
for a
was
softball
yeah,
there.
yes, Dr. Vetcher, but I was putting them back in. And I'd prefer not to spend another handful of years or the rest of my possibly short life doing the same once again.
Oh yeah, that's right. Your god doesn't reward dying in battle. How could I forget? Oops. And Jonathan just kind of laughs to himself.
Then
Alright.
just kind of shrugs and
Oh fuck. Um. Never mind. No, I didn't have anything to say until we got back to until we get back to the thing.
Okay.
when we get back to the retreat, Betty directs Jonathan to park around back, and we go in through the back entrance so that we're not bringing handcuffed, hooded poor Victor Salas through the front door.
So Minnie, just from a protocol perspective, what would the proper chain of command or chain of possession be for someone like Victor Salas or Silas? Sorry, hold on. Bubba is asking for head kisses. Hello.
I think Ella is simultaneously throwing up on my bed.
Oh no! I'm feeding. I wish to see this.
I can't move because he is
She did
pinning me
not
down to
throw
the
up. She just
chair.
is gagging a lot.
Oh,
Oh,
Ella,
poor
get out of
Ella.
my
Oh,
bed. Ella, get out of my. Ella!
I want to go hang out with mom. Oh, bye.
Bubba.
All right, so yeah, so Minnie, what would be the proper chain of command for a detainee with this level of possible intelligence? Like, what will be the absolute by the book way of handling this?
I think Brandon's trying to get Ella out of the bed.
Oh, okay.
She just refused to get out of my bed. I just got her out. Now she's stuck in a laundry basket.
Ella B.
Now she
Sarah,
wants to.
do you
Now
see this
she's
baby?
stomping the clothes down because she's like, this is actually comfortable. I'm going to lay in
It's all
this.
comfortable. Can confirm.
What a dickhead. I don't care if she throws up on fucking dirty clothes. But
You were gonna wash them anyway.
exactly. All right. I don't fucking know. I'm not in the military. Um, if you want to try to bureaucrat your way through this, you can try to roll like charm to manipulate.
Yeah, I suppose that makes sense. I suppose that makes the most sense.
Yeah, I personally
Um,
would not. Like we're getting down to like bureaucracy now. Like I don't do well with bureaucracy. I don't actually
yeah.
know.
So just to give you an idea, the goal is like Dr. Spectro has kind of realized it is in his best interest to play it straight with this from here on out. Not only did he get the vision from Atenra, but like he's kind of worked out the aliens' plans on his own. So he's really, the goal here is to play it as straight as he is capable of playing it.
So you're trying
You
not
know,
to. You're trying to keep Doctor Vice
no,
from.
I'm not trying to keep Dr. Vice out of the loop. I'm trying to keep Dr. Vice from squirreling this guy away and hoarding the
Yeah,
knowledge.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
because this is serious enough. So
So I
so I guess
think you could probably convince Watney if you are convincing enough.
okay. So it'll be getting Watney to call this in. Okay.
Well, you're trying to get Dr. Watney to do what you want.
Okay. So let's just manipulate someone, and this is charmed or charm.
Roll to assist.
Can, or you know what? Not that I don't want you to have a chance to roll, Sarah, but I actually think Betty would be in a better position to assist this because like Betty and Dr. Spectro could both come out Watney with like, this is grave, this is serious. We need to make sure that this gets to the people who need to get this.
I was
Sounds
just gonna
like we have the opportunity to present this in a roleplay fashion before we try to force it with the manipulate. Like we don't know what Watney's going to say yet because we haven't even started that scene.
Oh, it seemed like Minnie wanted me to roll, and then we'd play it out. But we could do it that way.
I do not want to sit here and argue the semantics of stuff. So it will come down to a roll.
Unless Dr. Watney's on board with the initial, like, hey, we're all here now. We're all involved in this, and we all have things that our organizations and individuals can bring to the table for this.
You're like arguing with me now.
I know, goddamn.
So this is why I want the roll because you guys
Okay,
can't help yourselves.
So go ahead. So go ahead and roll for the assist if you want to assist.
All right.
We can have this situation where you're talking to Dr. Watney And if it comes to
That's what I'd like. That's all I'm
Yes.
saying.
yeah, that's
Okay.
fine.
So we come back to the retreat. We come in through the back door. We all meet in one of the back meeting rooms.
And I'd like everyone to be here for this. Doctor, at this point, Doctor Spectro is kind of thinking secrecy is going to be more hurtful than helpful.
We've
Um,
also already agreed that we were gonna bring Doctor Vice
Aquila.
in on the loop.
well, we would.
Oh my god, can we have a Scott Bakula character?
Well, is this. What do we want Doctor Vice to be here? Or do we want this to be
We already agreed with Dr. Watney that we would do that when we were debriefing the subject. So, like, that would be something that would be right off the bat. Like,
All right, so the reason I'm hesitating on this is because the idea is that Dr. Vice will hide this. He will bury this, and he will probably not be like. I don't want to take a risk that happens, and he will lie about it. He will tell us he is going to go through the proper channels, and he will absolutely bury this information. So that's the risk. So we need to make this decision before.
so we arrive at the retreat and meet in the back room. And before anybody does anything to contact anybody else, here's the scene. We're rolling.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, let's go.
Exactly. Right as soon as we get in. Ladies and gentlemen, listen. Through mystical methods, I was able to tap into the minds of the visitors, and I was able to ascertain their goals and objectives. My friends, this is the precursor of an invasion fleet. This is a very real threat to not only us, but the entire planet.
So it took you
Whatever.
magic to figure this out.
It took my magic to confirm it.
Wait, are you saying like an alien invasion? Like in those
Yes.
Might be an
movies?
alien invasion when we
The
More
movies
like-
that don't
encountered
exist
the...
yet.
Oh,
Oh,
the
please.
radio shows?
There you
There you
go. George Orwell.
Yeah, yeah. You mean like War of the Worlds?
It would probably look a lot more like when we drove the Native Americans from these lands. Except we will be the Native Americans.
Well, we can. Okay, I'm not gonna do that. Never mind.
Yeah.
For a second, I was like, "This is definitely what this character would say," but I'm not gonna roleplay that.
Yeah,
I would not
we
feel
don't
good
need
about
the
that.
we don't need
Yeah.
to roleplay
We don't need
that.
that. We don't need the
Yeah.
total racism.
Um.
So at this point, I'm going to make the roll to see if I'm convincing. Silk or Sarah, if you want to add anything to help,
I will
because
roll
I
to
know
help
you're
out.
both interested in. Go ahead and do that role play now to support Dr. Spectro, and then we'll all roll together.
I've lost track of my moves list. Help out is cool.
Cool.
Excellent. Oot. I have helped.
And Jonathan, did you want to try to help?
More than one people help.
Yeah, we've always done that.
It's probably better I don't.
Okay. And then
I'll help. If you don't mind.
Nobody minds.
yeah, no one mind. I don't mind.
So what are you rolling for? What are you
To
helping
help.
with?
Yeah, to help.
To convince people to go along with Dr. Spectro.
Spectre actually has a solid plan on this one.
Okay, so
Like we gotta get this quiet and get this guy talked to.
and what do you do like RP wise to help Betty?
Okay, so
Stack's gonna bring up points about how Dr. Pice's Dr. can never say his fucking name.
Dr.
Vice.
Pisces.
Dr. Vice.
Dr. Pice's conversation earlier, and how he's very untrusting and just seems off.
Betty is not going to exacerbate any points on Dr. Weiss. What she's going to do is just bring home the severity of the issue and that the working together aspect and making sure that we all bring all of our organizations are important in this, and we need to have us in agreement and on the same page.
Dr. Spectro will actually even mention that we know that there's an alien ship above all these army bases, and we found out their locations, the locations of all those things.
That is a thing that is yet to happen. That is a thing that will happen if you don't stop it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's
all
a
right.
thing. That's a thing to come.
Okay, I thought it was like
I thought that was an
you were
observation
saying
that Ra made.
as Ra's chariot moved across the sky, this is what he was seeing.
It's a warning. Yeah, it's
Okay, so then all my information would have reflected that, not.
Okay, well, in that case, if they aren't already there, that meeting would have gone slightly different. Whereas Betty would then have called some of her people to have them observing for the movements of those
okay.
craft. Just that's all. That's all.
As long as we acted as on the information our characters ought to have had, instead of the mistaken interpretation. All right, so it looks like I got two forward from that, and then because I'm working to stop the premonition, I think I get an extra forward for that. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And this is charm.
You have to roll really badly to not make this roll.
Nice.
Okay.
All right. So, for a player on a 10 plus, then if Alex goes along with your plan, he gets gets to mark experience and gets a +1 moving forward with this plan.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I think he completely understands what's going on. So I think I think he's a
Not
little.
completely.
I think he understands what you're trying to get across, and agrees with it. So I think he's gonna say, yeah, wow, yeah, okay, yeah, that's it, okay, yeah, you're right. Doctor Weiss is not the easiest co-worker, and I see what you're saying. I think he would potentially be able to bring more resources to the table, if as he runs the whole department and not just this team.
Well,
I
of
think
course, he's invited to the table. We're not excluding him. We
Yeah.
are simply including others.
Perhaps you could consider going above the department head and inviting perhaps one of the security directors from your base as well.
I don't think that they would precisely listen to me without Dr. Price.
They might listen to Dr. Spectra, however.
Well, it's worth it. Let's call Dr. Price now and see what he says, and then if he does not wish to bring more help, then we should check that option.
And if you all don't mind, I'd like to bring this up the chain of command in my organization and see if they would like to send anyone else as well.
So Minnie, would it be more helpful or more or annoying to you if I invite the agent that did this favor to me, if I invite them to come to send their superior, or to send a representative of their branch, or if it's just we just say, hey, we're keeping this guy and leave it at that. I don't know. What do you want to do?
You can call the guy in if you'd like.
Yeah, I'll basically I'm gonna call him and basically tell him he needs to move this up the chain because this guy has some very important person-to-person only information, and his organization is going to want a representative at the debrief.
Okay.
Okay. And I will make a quick phone call to my immediate contact, let them know what Dr. Spectro has discovered and the concern that the government arm of this investigation may or may not be relied upon to take this as seriously as necessary. So could we bring in some somebody with some pull to make sure it doesn't get buried?
Okay. So
Was Dr. Spectro a veteran? Did he fight in the war? Or not Dr. Spectro, Dr. Weiss.
Dr. Weiss?
Yeah.
I think probably.
Okay. I know Dr. Watney was too young.
Let's see. Oh yeah, he's old enough to have participated in the war. Okay. So it seems like you guys want to bring in a lot of NPCs.
A lot of extra NPCs. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think I'm gonna call the session here.
Okay.
Write down your wish list so I can work on it.
Okay.
That's a
Wish
lot.
list as opposed for what? Like
Who exactly you're trying to get a hold of?
Where would you like us to send this? You want to put it in the chat in game, or do you want to put
Just
it
put it
in
in the chat in
Discord?
here on Discord. Yeah, I'll
Got
see
it.
it. Because I'm gonna have to do a little bit of research and a little bit of work to. I don't wanna
Love it.
wing these characters too much so that we.
Like, I'd be okay with our because I know this would be very challenging to bring in like this many NPCs and try and run them all at once. I'm okay if you just do like a wrap up, like the aftermath of the meeting. Like, I think I'm okay with that. I can't speak for the rest of the group, but like,
Yeah, it sounds good. Like we could just
because it just feels like it might be more elegant and easier for you than to try and manage like a bunch of 8 NPCs at once.
Yeah, no, I'll make it work.
Okay.
So
All right.
I just get me your wish list, and then I'll make it. I'll be able to make it work.
We just don't want to stress you out.
No, that's why I'm wrapping it up here.
Oof, intense session.
I actually have some questions and then a potential scene with Rosie. So questions for Brandon.
Mm-hmm.
Could big magic be used to actually not just a question for Rosie, but magic users in general. Can big magic be used to perform a ritual in which the subject of the debriefing is maybe magically induced to remember more than they might otherwise have remembered, or
Yeah, that
to be
sounds
able
like something you could do.
That definitely sounds like something that Dr. Spectro and Rosie could both do, but
yeah,
neither of them would want anyone else to know that they could do that, or at least
right.
Yeah.
at least
Betty,
Dr. Spectro would not
having
reveal
thought
that he
of
could
the
do that.
idea that like we should be spying on the aliens, would definitely bring that up in
Okay.
like to the group. So I would like to,
Yeah, that's fine.
since we're finished with with the serious stuff here, we could do some like RP stuff while we're waiting for the next piece of whatever.
Yeah, and that could bring up the fact that Rosie has the blood.
Rosie,
Oh,
you
yeah.
should have gotten a hair sample from the woman we sent up.
I
We've
should
got
have.
we've got blood and tissue samples on all of our people, so it should be fine. We could, if that was something that was
Would you in the 1950s?
we would at the very least
As a magic organization,
as a
who
yeah,
knows if they can do that.
yeah.
You would have, like, in Futurama, they had that, the combination blood, hair, and stool samples. Probably wouldn't do the last part, but...
Well,
Probably
you
not now.
probably wouldn't really have them. I don't know about blood storage, but you could definitely like have locks of hair.
Mhm.
Probably.
I mean, we do know how to store blood at this point because we are doing transfusions and such. We have refrigeration, just not necessarily in everybody's homes. So, actually, in the 50s, we'd have refrigeration in most people's homes.
But you couldn't like cryogenically store blood,
No, but we could.
like refrigerate.
I'm now just
We could
picturing
refrigerate it.
like Betty
we're
has like a
Working
hidden
in a
fridge somewhere.
universe where like a robotic man with axe hands runs around and
Right,
it saves people from monsters. So
right. We are a partially magical.
you guys already have
tiny
iPhones and Roombas. So
Oh,
I'm now like the way you're talking about that though, Silk. I'm now picturing Betty having like a hidden fridge with just like
Oh,
blood
Betty
samples of
doesn't-
all the people of her organization.
I
Betty
was
doesn't
so
personally have that, but because not at the retreat, because the retreat's not like the base; it's more of like a gathering place. But yeah, there is a place local, probably in one of the local hospitals, that has a refrigerator full of agency blood stored away.
I was so amused / pissed when I figured out it was a fucking Roomba. At first I thought you were giving us a CD, which would have been dickish too. Or like a laser disc would be hilarious.
A floppy disk.
No, laser disc. Even
laser
more
discs.
obscure.
I was thinking it'd be like a remote controlled toy, like something that they teach their children like engineering and robotics with.
no, I
But
really
the
I
Roomba's
figured
back.
a Roomba would be something they'd have on the ship.
And it would be on brand too, because they're just like, oh, here, have this iPhone. Oh, I guess we have this Roomba here.
There's just-
Yeah, they're giving us basically, like, garbage
Like they
Or
gave us a broken iPhone.
shit stuff. Yeah.
Well, it's
Hey,
gar-
I
it's
think
garbage
having a
for them.
Roomba would be cool.
It would be cool, except we
That's the
can't
thing.
make it work without the
dock.
the dock.
That's true.
That's the thing.
It
It's
would make-
garbage. It's
they
garbage
didn't
to
even give you the,
them.
they didn't even give you the dock. What a bunch of
Or,
assholes.
or the little sensors
Well,
to
they didn't
keep
give
it
us
from
the
running off.
iPhone charger either.
Or the knife, the duct tape to the top of it.
The knife.
This is not Robot Wars.
No, it's Roomba Wars.
So, in order to facilitate this is back to in character real quick. So, in order to facilitate the debriefing, how would our magically inclined people feel about a ritual or spell to enhance the memory and recall and veracity of the report from our subject?
Yes, Jonathan will do this.
The more
Uh,
information we have, the better.
That's the thing.
Rosie,
They'll all do it.
I don't see a problem with this.
I
It
are
could
you
easily.
sure? Are
I'm
you
pretty
sure
sure I
Stack?
could easily do
I was
something
gonna
like
say, are you
that.
sure Stack wouldn't see a problem with this? Because
I mean,
I
they're
can
just
This
I can
is
imagine.
this is an in-character inquiry, by the way.
it is an in-character inquiry, so
Oh, I'm sorry. We're
It's
in
okay. It's
character.
okay.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, all you're doing is just enhancing his memory, right?
Right, we'll be enhancing his memory. Perhaps, perhaps
Perhaps.
an element of magical truth serum, so that he wouldn't keep any details from
Mm,
us. We're talking about a matter of the fate of humanity here. This poor man has already been subjected to whatever the aliens have subjected him to. We can't change that, but what we can change is what we learn from it.
I would prefer to do this after our initial debriefing because if anything goes wrong, lose the
That
subject
makes
memory.
sense. So
I mean,
traditional
if you,
debriefing followed by magically enhanced debriefing.
yeah, just tell me if you need help with that. I'm sure I have
Your magical
something.
prowess would be extremely helpful in this, and of course, as would Dr. Spectro's and Arthur's and Jonathan's.
I don't like the idea of it.
Why?
It's the truth serum part of it I don't like.
We're not trying to get his locker combination or his bank information. We are trying to enhance and verify the observations that he made during his time with the aliens.
Everybody's lives are more important than this one man's comfort. That's silly.
I wouldn't say it's silly. I would just say that it is
No, like, whoa, no, we're gonna juice up his memory so he can remember better. Tragic. There's so many lives at stake.
Also, the subject isn't a trained operative. He was a volunteer prisoner. He's not trained in recall. He's not trained in observation. He may be embarrassed by some of the things that he saw or observed, and he would not want to disclose that without.
I don't see why this is such an ethical debate.
There are many ways to do this, but we will make it happen.
I'm outvoted here, so
Stack, I
Participate in this
promise.
thing,
I
huh?
won't. Like, it will be fine. We're just jogging his memory a little bit. You know.
that's
We're all gonna hold hands and cast some spells.
all
I
right.
assure you, I don't want to invade this person's privacy, but anything that occurred on board that ship is not a matter of individual privacy, and that's all I'm interested in.
All right, buddy. I trust you.
What? You don't trust me?
I don't want to hear
Stax just
you
gives Rosie
say
a flat stare.
I mean, we already sent this person off to who knows where with extraterrestrial beings. We've already invaded his privacy quite a lot.
I don't want to hear anything about privacy from you, and he points to Stack and Rosie. You two are the last people who should be saying anything.
What is that supposed to mean?
You know what you did, and you stabbed me that one time.
What does stabbing have to do with privacy?
I'm just saying, it's not like you're shining angels of examples here.
I think we can all agree that we're heading into uncharted territory here, and having
we
ethical
are.
concerns is not unfounded. Discussing how we feel about it is also not horrible. It just means that we
Yeah, no, I understand that. There's literally an alien invasion.
Dr. Watney, I'm very glad you have finally agreed that these are not Russians.
I mean, I did see his face. Or its face, their face, I don't know. They were asking about neutrals? I don't know.
Know that yet?
Yeah, that was
Oh, right.
mind
Yeah.
talk.
Right.
Yeah, you know what?
Track that
While we're
last.
talking about it, they want some in between of male and female and neutral.
I
I don't know if
mean,
we've seen a neutral.
Well,
Do we
there is.
neutral?
We do have
I mean-
intersex, but that's not necessarily between male and female. And most of our current medical professionals
Well,
tend
even that
to
lady
choose one or the
sit
other.
up there would explain to them, you know,
My
human
medical knowledge
genitalia.
is more practical than
We could simply lie. They don't know any better.
Just
Send them
hold
to
on
the
a
mother
He just
dog
looks
going
very
off in the war.
confused.
I mean, I
They won't know.
You know,
I hate to say it, but he's right.
do we intend on telling them that we have a binary only and
We don't
leave it
intend
at
to
that?
tell them anything we get nothing for.
Okay,
Jonathan.
why don't we look at what we have gotten for our current exchanges? That communication device is handy, but what use can we put it to? And we should probably figure out what that disc robot thing is, before we assume that we'll get nothing more of value from a third exchange.
space pet.
We may get things. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Sarah.
It just looks like a pet. I don't know.
Would y'all just feel better about this if we could somehow, I don't know, keep an eye on what they're actually doing?
Intelligence is always ammunition.
I'm watching Ray do a Dr. Pepper accent.
What?
No,
Oh,
just watching Ray.
Because I have to do
Because
the
if that's
hand.
a
You can't do it
if
without
that's
the
a
hand. It doesn't work.
if that's a thing, I could probably figure something out.
Suspicious.
To rely, your magic tends to rely on links to the subject. As yet, we haven't taken any samples from the aliens.
Oh, you haven't? But Dr. Watney did.
Oh, what did you find, Doc?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, don't be shy.
Rosie? What are you talking about?
I think I have a small sample of blood that was found on the device, graciously provided by Dr. Watney.
Excellent.
I'm gonna give Dr. Watney the sickest of back pats, which probably like sends him flying just a little bit.
I think he do like a little bit of the Cusco no touchy.
Good job. Didn't know you had it in you.
Didn't know I had one in me.
Where do I begin?
Regardless of how it was obtained, you have a sample. So why don't you get working on seeing what you can observe or glean from using that sample? That's the best we have to go with so far, at least until our debriefing and our operatives return.
Sure, I'll get right on that.
Beautiful. So, Dr. Watney, you asked about Maggie earlier. Maggie is a member of our organization. She's oh, damn it, Max. Oh, sorry.
Oh,
He got me real good just then. I've been too lazy to do his nails. Maggie is an agent with my organization. She has been trained in observation and tactics, and she's also a field medic. So her observations would be invaluable. She's also not privy to too many sensitive projects, although she has been on various assignments. So, when she returns, what she observes and learns would be more accurate and likely more valuable than what our first subject would have.
Yes, he seems like an excellent subject for this. Dr. Spectre, where did you? Who is the person that we have in the trunk?
Dr. Spectro just kind of shrugs, and he just says, "I didn't ask questions. I called in a favor from a contact. I trust this contact to have given me a suitable candidate."
And our requirements for the first candidate were that they be a volunteer who would not have very many other options for what was that basically a current prisoner volunteer. So whatever that means. We didn't have very many requirements the first time around.
We did not. I trust my contact to have acted with discretion.
I love that shift of blame. That very,
Very Dr.
that
Spectro.
very subtle shift of blame. Of course, I gave him the specifications that you're talking about right now.
Yes.
I trust him to do as I asked. If he didn't do it, it's not
That's
my
not
fault.
on me.
It's such a subtle fucking manipulation.
Kind of obvious from this end, but
Yeah,
definitely
take
subtle in
the-
character.
Yeah, take the difference between that and Dr. Brotney being like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
Right.
professional and amateur.
In that case, while we wait to hear back from our organizations, Jonathan, there's a room out back. In the back, you can direct our subject to where he can wait until our organizations are ready for the debriefing. And while we're
Hang out with him.
if you don't want to leave him by himself, I don't see any issue with that.
Spectro's going to use telepathy and tell Jonathan he should stay with him, to guard him.
Okay, so we're gonna there's a cut to a couple minutes after this conversation. It's just Jonathan sitting in a dark room with this guy who's just stretched out on a bed.
He's probably still cuffed and in the hood.
Yeah,
They
Jonathan.
uncuffed him, but he's still got the hood on.
Jonathan's just sitting there. This man is just sitting there.
Rosie, why don't you and Stack hit the books and see what you can get out of your sample?
Sure.
Dr. Spectro, would you like to sorry, I'm having a moment here. Would you like to cook up some kind of a ritual for our debriefing?
Of course.
Excellent.
Casserole.
Mm.
It's a wrap then until we hear back from our various superiors and do our researches. So unless anybody has anything else, I'll invite you to enjoy the bar until such time as we have another step.
Sorry, sounds good to me.
So we're gonna finish. Are we calling it finished for the evening?
Yeah, we're wrapping it up here.
Okay. So now I gotta.
Good night.